straight from Washington. Immediate relaxation of food rationing restrictions was announced tonight by Chester Bowles, Director of the Office of Price Administration. Increasing food reserves was given as a reason for this popular move. Available data on the status of the agriculture markets indicate that a sharp rise in Victory Garden acreage and truck garden produce would truly make America the granary of democracy. Blue coupons E, F, G, and War Ration Book 2 are now valid, and new point values are to be announced tomorrow. And now it's time for another 5-minute mystery. See if you can solve the case before the end of the program.
Well, Alice, one more block and you'll behold the Brooks household.
2 whole years, Jim. Just doesn't seem possible. It's been so long. You and Dorothy married a place of your own.
It's true, all right. Only too bad you haven't taken advantage of the old Brooks hospitality any sooner.
Well, I'm here now and intend on having a perfectly wonderful time.
Now, here we are.
Oh, what a charming place this is.
I bet Dorothy's just on needles and pins waiting for me to get you here. Darling, it's Jim. Here's Alice.
Jim, look.
What? Where?
There on the living room floor. It's Dorothy, dead.
Mr. Brooks! I'm afraid that you and Miss Manning are going to have to answer some routine questions.
I'll be happy to help in any way I can, Inspector.
Thank you, Miss Manning. Now, Mr. Brooks! While we're waiting for some information that I phoned for, I want you to tell me exactly what happened this morning.
Well, I mean, there's really not much to tell. I mean, both my wife and I we're quite excited expecting Alice. I mean, Miss Manning to visit us from Chicago. I was to wait until the office until she called me.
And you were there all morning.
Why, yes, until her train arrived and we came out here.
I had written Mrs. Brooks to let her know that I would call Jim in the office as soon as my train arrived. It came an hour late. Maybe, if it had been here earlier, it would have prevented this.
Well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it? Apparently, Miss Brooks was sitting here, in this chair. She was putting red fingernail polish in her hand, when suddenly she was shot from behind. She fell on the floor, and the red polish spilled everywhere while she was still holding the tiny bottle in her hand. Aha! She must have recognized her attacker. She must have printed these initials on the floor. D-O-C! D-O-C! I wish we could tell whose initials she was trying to reveal. You sure you don't know anyone with those initials?
Positive. I can't think of anyone.
Oh, yes, Miss Manning. Yes, you know some of those initials.
Well, D-O-C spells Doc, and it's Mr. Brooks' nickname.
Why, it can't be.
Yes, Mr. Brooks.
I haven't been called that name in over 2 years. My wife didn't like that name and she never used it. No one in New York even knows me by that name. You gotta believe me, Inspector. It's the truth.
Well, we'll just have to see about that now, won't we, Mr. Brooks? Just a minute. Hello. Right, cheerio then. Oh, that life's all wrapped up anyway. Now! You both will be happy to know that we've just solved a little mystery.
Oh, so it wasn't Doc after all?
Oh, no, Miss Manning, it wasn't Doc. I'm arresting you, Miss Manning, for the murder of Dorothy Brooks!
Why did the inspector arrest Miss Manning for the murder of Mrs. Brooks? In a moment, we'll find out. But first, this.
Bucharest, April 26. Romania Premier Ion, Air News today, was attacked and seriously injured by a band of democratic insurgents. Access Press Powers called the attack a despicable assault employed by bestial ruffians employed by Bolshevistic elements in Romania. In other news, mayoral candidate John Smith today has made political news by declaring his candidacy for the gubernatorial Democratic nomination. Smith challenges Robert S. Kerr, President incumbent, and Ralph S. Bartholomew. Smith's presidency... Wait, who are you kidding? That's not a presidency. Smith's candidacy has been declared without precedent in these states.
And now, back to our story.
How dare you arrest me? I was still on the train.
Oh, your train was late, Miss Manning. That little phone call is verifying the fact. You came out here, murdered Dorothy Brooks, took the phone, and then called Mr. Brooks to pick you up. But that wasn't what gave you away. here is no longer called Doc. Next time you try to plant a name to throw suspicion this many, make sure you get the name right! But of course, there won't be a next time, will there, Miss Benning?
Join us again next